Welcome back, True Seeker. Out here on the West Coast, it is still October 15th, 2022. And for our baseball futures, it was a day of good and bad. In spring training, we thought the NLCS would be the Phillies and the Dodgers. And the Phillies are the team with the payout. And the Phillies did make it to the NLCS by defeating the defending champion Braves, team last year who in spring training we thought had a very good chance to win the World Series. And unfortunately, the Dodgers were eliminated tonight. And I got to admit, I'm a bit surprised about the Dodgers not making it. I see what they did with the Padres tonight. But for people who are new here, the reason we thought the World Series, or not the World Series, but the NLCS, the pennant for the National League, would be the Phillies and the Dodgers is because of their connection, both cities, to the number 118. This is the year of the 118th World Series. And notice in Gematria, in the most pure cipher, which is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania equals 118. And when you run the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology, Los Angeles, California is also 118. And again, LA is on the 118th meridian west, and its date of establishment, September 4th, leaves 118 days left in the year. When Vin Scully died this year, the longtime Dodgers announcer, we covered the major ritual. He died on the 118th day of the MLB season. And again, usually when things like that are happening, it's not always, but a lot of times it's a good sign for the team it's connected to, as sick as it is. But the one thing that Philadelphia has over LA in the 118 is they have it in the most pure cipher. And like I always teach, when the alignments are in this dark blue cipher, the alphabetic order, the rules of numerology, they are the most solid year in and year out. And again, it's not like the prediction was way off. You know, the team with the longer odds, Philly, did get in there, and the Dodgers were on the cusp. And while it's not the Dodgers, it's the team that's pretty much from the same geographic region, the San Diego Padres. Tonight, the Padres, which again means father, they got into the World Series 63 days before the Holy Father's birthday, Pope Francis. And notice if you write out Major League, it's 63 when you run it in reverse. And if you write out Major League Baseball, it's 63 in the most pure. And in the most simple cipher, which is just the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, let you see all this actually. But in the most simple cipher, Padres is 63. And again, we're talking about how sports are continually synced with the Pope. Padres, 63. Again, it's the first Jesuit Pope. Jesuit order equals 54, as does baseball. This is the Padres' 54th season. They just gave the Dodgers their 54th loss of the year. And you see how baseball's 162 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, and Major League Baseball's 162 when you run it forwards. Again, 162 games in a season. You learn this code, you'll really see how they put these leagues together in the rituals. And again, if you put down futures for the Dodgers and the Phillies to make the NLCS, you won and came out ahead. So it was still a lucrative decision in the NL. If you would have went with my advice in spring training, you would have missed on Toronto making it in the American League for the ALCS. Toronto was a team with a 118 connection as well. Again, in the years we've been doing this, which is every year since the 111th World Series, we've been able to nail the futures way out, and we'll see it. We'll see if Philadelphia can make it to the World Series because they're the last stake I have in the fire. But I thought all three of those teams had a great shot to be in the World Series this year. And the Padres, though, I didn't give them a lot of thought. I should have thought more about the Padres being in their 54th season because, again, you see how baseball in the most simple cipher is 54, but when you run it in reverse with numerology, it's also 54. And, again, there's 54 outs in a game. Special number. And there's a lot more to say about all this, but I want to show you something interesting. Again, the Phillies manager, he took over for the team this year, and he helped the Phillies get their first playoff berth in forever, and he did it getting his 65th win with the team. And I've always taught that Philadelphia is the 65 city. You see how Philadelphia in Gematria equals 65? Its date of establishment is October 27th, which is also the day leaving 65 days left in the year. And you see how Philadelphia is 61 in reverse as well? Notice this. Today, the Phillies manager, he's born on August 16th, the day in history Babe Ruth died. But from his birthday to them clinching the NLCS today was his 61st day of his age. So he helps the Phillies get their first playoff berth by winning his 65th game with the team in a while. They hadn't been in the playoffs in quite a stretch. And then clinches the NLCS on his 61st day of his age. And notice their star player, Bryce Harper. His name is also 65 and 61 in the same ciphers. But again, coming back to Philadelphia, just in case you're new here, again, in the Bible, there's the Church of Philadelphia. You see how Philadelphia is 101 and 61, so is church. And then coming back to Philadelphia, again, the Church of Philadelphia is in Revelation, the concluding book of the Bible. The Christian section, Christianity, is 65 like Philadelphia. And also, one more thing, the letter written to the Church of Philadelphia in Revelation is about the synagogue of Satan. And you see how Philadelphia is 223? Again, just like the synagogue of Satan. And this practice of letters and numbers comes from the biblical alphabets, the originals: Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek. Again, the practice known as Gematria in Hebrew and Isopsephy in Greek. But yeah, again, gematria is not a perfect science, but it's a very helpful thing to understand when it comes to seeing through the rigged nature of affairs. And notice the Padres knock out Los Angeles 5-3. Again, huge number with Los Angeles. Just like how Los Angeles scores 3 runs on 7 hits, they were up 3-0 in the 7th. And again, that's where the knowledge is perfect, because real-time betting. The odds of the Dodgers scoring a run in the 7th, odds worth taking, because 7 and 3 come together in Los Angeles all the time. Again, the most pure cipher, Los Angeles 37, Los Angeles Dodgers 73. And you see how Dodgers is 73 and 89 forwards and backwards, or I should say Los Angeles Dodgers. Look at the Padres regular season win record this year. 89 and 73 and 44 wins at home. Tonight, Musgrove, who came over from the Pirates, number 44, who's from the area, starting pitcher that helps the Padres advance to the NLCS. With regards to the Padres, again, equaling 63, like Major League Baseball and Major League, advancing to the World Series 63 days before Pope Francis's birthday, the Holy Father, when Padre means father. Notice they had 5 runs on 9 hits. Again, Pope Francis in the most pure cipher, 59. Benedict stepped down on the 59th day of the year for him, and we were able to successfully predict the 59th presidential election and how Biden would become number 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday as the second Catholic president, when Catholic equals 46, and JFK the first was assassinated at age 46. And again, John F. Kennedy, the name he went by as president, 59. So again, from sports to politics, again, the knowledge, you learn it, you can see through the rituals. Cleveland, with the new name, the Guardians, came back and won 6-5 over the New York Yankees, a team that has a lot of 65 rituals happen to them. New York Yankees, 65. Just the surface level stuff. The Astros got to 69 and 69 all-time in the postseason by beating the Mariners today on a Saturday. 69 is a Saturn number named after Saturday. And again, the Phillies on the way to the NLCS on the manager's 61st day of his age. Tomorrow is also Bryce Harper's birthday. Bryce Harper, the star of the Phillies. So he'll be celebrating his birthday, day off, in the big pennant match, which will now be Phillies and Padres. And I've been lazy on this baseball season, I got to admit. So I am sure I missed some important stuff along the way. But it is interesting. The Dodgers had 54 away wins on the season, end up losing their 54th total game of the season again to the Padres in their 54th season. Little clues were there, I suppose, but what I was looking at is I like that the Dodgers had 111 wins in the regular season, because they had to win 7 games to make it to the 118th World Series. They would have had 118 wins on the season, again with Vince Scully dying. So that's why I'm a little surprised the Dodgers Didn't do it, but again, it's not all bad because had you taken these futures for teams, the Phillies making it puts you ahead. And again, that's the power of the knowledge. Had they both made it, you would have been a lot further ahead. But hey, it's better to be ahead than behind. And again, if you use this knowledge and use your own mind and look for, again, the connections just like I'm showing you, you'll see how the games will be scripted from here through the end of the World Series. And here's what I got to say that's scary about the Phillies. Like, even though, in a way, the community will win more if the Phillies make it to the World Series, I am honestly cheering for them not to make it because it's not a good sign in history when the Phillies are in the World Series for the economy. And the reason why is the last time the Phillies were in the World Series was 2008 when you had the big recession because of the housing market collapse and housing market prices fell way down, which caused the stock market to fall and banks to go under. And again, that was 2008. And then the Phillies, they weren't the Phillies actually then, but it was Philadelphia won the World Series in 1929 as well. Back then it was the Philadelphia Athletics who are now in Oakland. Remember the Warriors in the Bay Area, the Athletics in the Bay Area. They both started out in Philly, just like the Liberty Bell from Philly spent some time in San Francisco. For the record, Liberty Bell equals 122, like San Francisco equals 122 on the 122nd meridian. Like Golden State's 122. But anyway, now I'm gonna have the brain freeze. It's late. I had the brain freeze. Shoot. Oh yeah, but again, they won the World Series in 1929, the year of the Great Depression, and then they also won it the next year, 1930. Did Philadelphia, also at the start of the Depression, and yeah, again they call it America's pastime, baseball, and again just sports and ritual and history. So. And then I'm just thinking about, whenever I think of Houston, I just think of Enron, also part of a big financial collapse in history at the turn of the century. So, yeah, but I have not been doing a lot with baseball. But yeah, the 118 thing, it was partially correct, but I do feel a little bit scorned. I do feel a little bit scorned by the Dodgers not doing it. You know who feels even worse to me, though? Even worse than me tonight is Dave Roberts, because David Roberts, the Dodgers manager, he did guarantee that the Dodgers would win the World Series this year. So, and just so you can see this with your own eyes, World Series history. So this is in chronological. First ever one was won by the Pittsburgh Pirates over the Boston Americans. But let's fast forward to 1929, the year of the Great Depression. Or wait. Hold on. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. All right, so Philadelphia, again, back then it was the Athletics. They won that series 4-1 over the Cubs. And then they also won in 30. And then another year that Philadelphia won the World Series was 1980. This might be worth looking into, going back and seeing history in 1980, Ronald Reagan. But they beat the Royals that year. And of course, we have a big thing going on with the Royal family. So that was another year they won 42 years ago. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. I don't think I've ever researched that World Series. But I imagine there's something there. You know what's interesting, just thinking about it? 1980, the year, had an independent date numerology of 99. You add it 19 plus 80 for 99. Remember, Queen Elizabeth's husband recently died at age 99 on the 99th day of the year, and her birth name Elizabeth Alexander Mary has that gematria of 99. So, and don't forget, she was born on the 111th day of the year. The 111th World Series was won by the Royals. But yeah, my guess is that there's probably something to go back and research about that 1980 World Series if Phillies to be in it this year. And they've lost in some World Series since then, like against Baltimore. But looking at the ones they won, again, 2008 over Tampa, and that was the last really bad financial year for a lot of people. So it's been pretty rough for a lot of people this year as well. But I'm just saying, in terms of just big collapses. So that's the concern about Philadelphia being used in the ritual. And just wanted to get that out there. Again, like I always say, hedge your bets, be prepared for the worst, expect the best, don't live in fear, but live prepared. Again, you guys, you live in a world where the powers that shouldn't be, the people who control markets and news networks, they've been forecasting a lot of things that don't look good for us. And financial turmoil definitely seems to be a real possibility. So again, you guys, it's a good time to be living modestly. Again, saving for a rainy day, making sure you got, the basics covered. So let's hope none of that happens. But yeah, Philadelphia in the World Series, ooh, especially when they win, ooh. And they do got that 1-8. They're the team remaining that has the 118 connection. So as far as I know, Cleveland, New York, Astros, as far as I know, San Diego, as far as I know, none of those teams have a 118 connection. So we'll see what happens. But this year, they've been doing a little bit different. The teams with the 118s, they've been getting knocked out. So we will see. But yeah, for everyone who had Philly in there for the NLCS and maybe to go further, congrats. And in that regard, you want to cheer for it. But my, oh my, Philadelphia, they've been a curse for the economy. So we'll keep this one short and sweet. Just want to get that out there. And again, thank you to everyone who supports the work. Congrats to everyone who won on Tennessee today. Again, it was a close call, but Tennessee had the value and was definitely the better play. I know a lot of you guys landed a big one on that. Don't spend it all in one place. And again, the Dodgers getting knocked out tonight is a reminder. That's why you play consistent, you play steady, you don't get too greedy. Because again, the Dodgers had a lot of signs along the way that it looked right, but they came up short anyhow. So an important reminder, never get greedy. All right, True Seeker. Until next time.